1985, a year after Marvin was murdered, he still had two albums that he needed to complete in order to fulfill his contract with Columbia. We will talk about two of them. The first being Dream of Our Lifetime, and we'll talk about the second one next, not in this video. But in order to alleviate Marvin of any debt, Harvin Fuqua and Gordon Banks, I believe, took recordings that Marvin had of songs and put them on this album to release them. Um, they had to do some remixing. There were songs where he said them in words. They had to change that to It's Getting Bigger. The title had to be changed. It was Sanctified P. They had to change it to Sanctified Lady, et cetera, et cetera. So they put the album out, and then the other album after that one, and it's just one of those things where you just kind of wonder what could have been. When you listen to Sanctified Lady, that 80s groovy pop type of sound, that groovy 80s synth sort of funk is all over that track, and it sounds really, really good. And Marvin really started to really understand the sounds, the modern sounds of the 80s and how to craft and put out songs that fit within that also fit within what he does well as also. And he learned a lot from Midnight Lover, the album before that, with Sexual Healing on it. And he was starting to kind of work through some of that in some of these recordings. And we were robbed of that, unfortunately. But there's some good songs on here. They're incomplete for the most part, but the ideas are there. The ideas are formulated, and I think Harry Fuqua and Gordon Banks did a good job of putting the songs together to give you a Marvin feel. So one of the records I like on here is Symphony is really good. Smokey Robinson had a play in that one. I think there were songs that they had from previous recordings. Most of those will make some of the other albums. The next album, I believe, It's Madness is really, really good. Uh, Ain't It Funny How Things Turn Around? That one just stays in my head all the time, over and over again. And what else? What else? What else? Dream of a Lifetime is good. Sanctified Lady grew on me. I wasn't a big fan of that when I first heard this album, but it grew on me over time. And I think just as a fan, it's one to have in your collection to hear what could have been, and just to complete your discography of Marvin. But it feels incomplete, and it is what it is. But I still get enjoyment out of listening to this album every once in a while. So I will leave it at that. We have a few albums left. We are on day 27. So we have three more albums left, 3 to 4 more albums left before we complete this. And most of these will be songs that are in the catalog that they just have on recordings. So, but we will discuss them as we have up to this point. It's been a journey, and we will close this thing out. So that's it. Dream of a Lifetime. Check it out if you have not listened to it. And I'll see you guys for the next one.